this into here like this.
Right there, good. That's probably good.
The last guy I had on had a beard too.
Was it like...
And it was like whooshing?
Yeah. Problems of having a beard.
Maybe I'll put this like right here. All right, guys, let us know if this is good. Good audio. Something like this.
Check 1, 2. Testing,
Yeah.
testing.
I'll move this over a little bit so that we're center of the frame. Something like... Oh, shit. It's like I've never done this before. Okay, something like that I think is good. All right, guys, excuse the terrible intro, but welcome, Jeff, the best bottle cap artist in the world and bearded wonder. Thanks for coming on, dude.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh, dude. I am more thankful for you being here than you would be being here yourself, because I just love your work. By the way, guys, we're going to show off a couple of his pieces, but if you want to see all of his stuff or whatever you post on Instagram, I have a link to the Instagram in the description. So make sure you click that link and follow him over there. Do you have a YouTube channel or anything?
I am just becoming active on YouTube, opening my shell, as it were, onto YouTube. So,
sweet.
Yeah,
so
check me out.
I'll put that in the description as well. But yeah, so basically what we do here, for you guys and for you, it's super simple. I have a Patreon audience. I get them to ask some questions, and I don't know what they are. So we're both kind of getting the questions for the first time.
Coming in
You
blind.
answer what you want, don't answer what you don't want, and hopefully we have a good conversation.
Okay.
I forgot to check. Is the audio good, guys? I forgot to even, I just ignored you guys, whoever said it was good or bad. If there's time in the end, depends on however long you want it to go. We'll also
I see it perfect. Okay. Yeah, audio good. Right
sick. Okay, so we'll ask these questions first, and then maybe we'll take some from there if there's time.
Yeah, sure.
Do you have like a hard out? It's like 6 right now.
I'm available for the rest of the night.
Just have a whole night. Just
let's do an all-nighter.
Okay, so first question here comes from Martha. She says, "Hello from Texas. Thank you for doing Shop Talk. Your art is quite impressive. How long have you been a cap/cork artist?" Oh, right. You also did cork stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how long have you been doing that?
Martha from Texas. I've been doing this for 15 years now.
What? How old are you?
I'm 49. I'm just kidding. I'm not 49.
Yeah.
I'm 36.
Okay.
So yeah, no, I started when I was 21. I was a bartender back in the day, and it was just killing me throwing out all these caps because they're all cool colors, you know, as you can see. So I just started saving them at the bar, and I had a little bucket aside, and when the bucket was full, I'd bring it home. And after a while, like I just had so many caps at home. I'm like, I can do something with these. And my parents had just got back from a trip with some buddies, and they did that little thing where like they put the caps on. They had a spool from an old cable reel kind of thing. It was like, they used that as their little table in the backyard. And so they just had the caps in there, just in a little scene kind of. It was like a palm tree or something like that. And it just like clicked like right then and there. I was like, oh, I just have to do a mosaic with these things. And so right in about 2008, summer of 2008, I started my first piece, and that one took me 6 years to make because I just I had never dabbled. I couldn't YouTube it because there was no one doing it.
No one does it, right?
I was like, okay, so this isn't a thing. That's kind of cool, I guess. So just trial and error. Like I used to hammer down all the caps one at a time.
Now you have like a press thing I saw.
Yeah, I have like a custom made press. I told my dad what I was doing, and he's like, "This is gonna kill your arm, Jeff. Like you're gonna get tennis elbow."
Yeah, you're smashing
caps with a mallet. And yeah, so we developed this press and had his buddy's kind of like a machinist and got it all like welded up and get hydraulics set up and stuff. And I have like a foot pedal so I can load the caps.
Oh, yeah.
I got some videos on
I saw on Instagram.
Yeah. And so I'll share that to YouTube as well. But yeah, that makes quick work of what used to be a really tedious process. But
Yeah, I
Yeah,
imagine.
so
So the
15
first-
years now. Yeah, the first piece took 6 years. I finished it in like 2014
So
in my spare time. I wasn't like constantly working on it, or else
So you kind of just like put it to the side and then brought it
man,
back
I walked
out.
away from it like so many times.
What was it? What was your first?
John Lennon. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a huge Beatles fan.
Okay.
And so that iconic photo of John, he's got the kind of shorter hair and you know the typical
glasses, yeah.
glasses, right? So that was the photo that I did, and yeah, like I said, I walked away from that thing so many times, but I kept coming back just because I wanted to finish it. So
Okay, so did you do that one 6 years later? Then you started your second one, or did you?
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so in 2014, so a buddy of mine saw that piece, and he was opening a bar, and he was like, "Man, that's really cool. Like,
Yeah.
can I get one done? Like, can you
Yeah.
make me one, a different one?" And he's a big Clash fan, so he wanted Joe Strummer. And I was
Okay.
like, okay, yeah, sure. And I was like, I didn't tell him it took me 6 years to make the first one. But yeah, no, he was like, yeah, I want one and just make it happen. Luckily, I think he was opening like 6 months later, and it took me like 3 months to make that one.
Okay.
Just kind of, had a bit more of a better technique down and stuff. But yeah,
Okay.
someone saw that and they ended up getting one. And then I was like, I'll make an Instagram account. And it just kind of blew up from there. And
That's
yeah.
That's hilarious how you would just accidentally started doing it because you were a bartender. You didn't even mean to.
No.
Are you artistically like driven in any other areas?
Yeah, like I've always been artistic. Music was my big thing. Like I used to teach piano. I used
You
to
play the freaking
yeah, the
accordion?
squeeze box, the
What is
old
that
chess
called?
piano, accordion. Yeah, yeah. So I play the accordion, and like keys are my main thing. I play the trumpet as well. So
course you
that
do.
was that was like my main creative thing. I was an actor at one point too. In my like before I bartended, I was an actor.
Okay.
In Vancouver, and my friends make fun of me because I'm on like one show on Netflix, and I have a bit part in it. and
What's the
stuff.
show?
The 4400. It's this really like I don't know.
I've heard of it.
Have you actually heard of it?
That's there's like hold on. Is it?
Yeah,
the show?
tell me. Yeah, let me know. Let me know.
It's the show. Okay, hold on. Let
The
me.
4400. Does it ring? Rings a bell?
It does. There's like it's like the end of the world or something. Or do like 4,400 people come back?
That's the one.
Yeah, okay.
So one day, 4,400 people just like suddenly vanish, and then like a random day, in the future.
And they
kinda
got like powers and stuff.
yeah, some of them have powers, some of
Right.
them like don't, and then they get powers and shit like that.
Did you
So-
have powers or no?
No. I just had a bit role.
I'm gonna watch it now. What episode are you on?
I can't remember. I think it's in the 3rd season.
I'm gonna watch.
You
the
just
whole
IMDb
show.
me and you'll find out what episode it is. But yeah. Good luck watching the whole show, man. I tried to, and I was just like, oh my god,
It's
I
not
can't
good?
even- I don't know. Like, it's not terrible, but
Have you watched Manifest?
no, I haven't. No.
Okay, well, we started watching that show, and it has a
Oh, is that the one with the plane?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Kind of similar idea.
premise.
Right? Yeah.
They don't have power. Oh, actually, I think they do have powers,
Of course
but they're linked
okay.
to each other somehow. I can't remember. We stopped
Yeah.
watching it when they on the last season that ended. Now there's a
Okay.
new season. Maybe there's even 2 seasons now that
Wow.
I haven't
I
watched.
gotta catch up on it.
Yeah,
After
but
you
there's
watch
so
the
many. There's so many.
4400,
Yeah,
of
we'll
course.
watch that first. I'm gonna be looking for you, and I'm gonna be like, "That's freaking Jeff."
You won't recognize me. I have no beard.
Okay,
So, I'll
well,
be hard.
it'll be an Easter egg.
Yeah.
it'll be a hunt.
Yeah.
There'll
the
be a
for
hunt.
Jeff.
Okay, so her next question, which I guess you kind of,
Still Martha?
yeah,
Okay.
you kind of answered, but you kind of didn't answer. You brought up like something that's like fascinating, and it took you so long to do it. But she asked, "How long does it take to create?" So now that you've done 2 at least,
Yeah.
how fast were you?
So now I've got it down to like, depending on how big the piece is, how complex it is, anywhere from like 40 hours to like hundreds of hours. I've done some
Okay.
like pretty big mural
Yeah.
sized pieces, and those ones take me like hundreds of hours.
Okay, how
to
about
do
a piece like this? This is a standard wall
So,
piece,
like-
would you say?
Yeah, like this is my average size, 3 feet by 4, and then this
I'll get out of the
one's
way so you guys can
3.5 by 4.
kind of see. He's got. Let me point this camera down.
So yeah, the Bowie piece is 3 by 4, and Kurt Cobain is 3.5 by 4. They're like about my standard sizes. So the Bowie piece took me about like 50, 60 hours, and the Cobain closer to like 90, just because his hair's so messy.
Sure,
and
yeah.
It just was so tedious to cut all those caps and get it just right. So
Yeah, I
That's
imagine.
kind of where we're at. Yeah.
Okay, I imagine you can't get much smaller though because of the detail, right?
Yeah,
Because your
exactly.
medium is like it's a bottle cap is the size of a bottle cap.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen that you're cutting some of them.
Yeah, I mean, you
But
can only
most
cut
of
them
them-
down so far. And,
Yeah.
But yeah, like
Most of them are the full deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you went much smaller than this, it would probably you'd have to stand really far away to see what it was.
Yeah, it would just be really tricky to like get the integrity of the subject.
Yeah,
like,
so
to
what
come
you guys
through.
are seeing, like, it totally looks like Bowie and Kurt, but when we were taking them out of your car, I was like, "Who is this? Is this Frida?" I was looking at it like upside down and really close, and I was like, kind of unibrowy. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then when we brought him in here, I took it like even just this far back. I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
Totally.
It's crazy. Like when you're up close, you notice all the unique labels, like logos and stuff, right? And then
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
get far enough back, then you really just see the whole.
just the
picture,
colors
right?
you're seeing.
Yeah, exactly.
But you got you got some local.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, there's Alley Cat in there. As far as like other Edmonton breweries, I can't remember what other Edmonton breweries are in there, but there's like
But you got
Parallel
some
49.
Jasper in here?
Yeah, Grizzly Paw. That's from Canmore.
Oh, Canmore, right?
Parallel 49 is from Vancouver. There's there's a bunch of other ones in there from the Alberta, BC kind of and Saskatchewan as well.
Right.
A lot of like Western Canadian beers in there, but I do always hide caps like within the pieces too that
Right, you're saying at the artwork there?
pertain to the piece. So in his eyes, I got a couple angels. You know, he's
Oh yeah.
clearly up in heaven, rocking out.
That's
If you believe in that sort of thing,
sure. Yeah.
yeah, just a bunch of other little things within it too. So a lot of Easter eggs.
Wicked. I love that. I don't I mostly do anything, but my favorite medium is to paint,
Okay.
and I finger paint. So it's like I use it as not an excuse, but as say like that picture right there.
Yeah.
It's detailed, but it's not so detailed, right?
Yeah.
But it's a finger painting, so it doesn't matter.
yeah, totally. I
Yeah.
like that it's kind of loose and a little messy. Like it's
Yeah,
it's got a cool. Like,
I love that
texture
about
to
it.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to Easter eggs, sometimes I just put in like my my not logo, not business name, but whatever. I just go by My Hands Gallery
Yeah.
on my Instagram, just because I paint with my hands. And so sometimes I'll put something like that in there, or sometimes I'll put like people from Patreon. I'll put their names in there.
Oh,
Like I did
cool.
in Einstein, and I
Nice.
made like one of the equations have all of the tier 3 patron names
sick.
in there. and
That's
stuff.
cool, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was
I
dope.
like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Did
So
we answer Martha's questions?
kind of. You
Okay,
take
I think
40
so.
hours to several more hours.
several more.
So it took you 6 years to make one.
Yeah.
And then-
3 months to make my second one, and then like probably a good like 3 weeks to make my third one, maybe about a month actually, and then from there I just kept kind of finding little shortcuts every time.
Right.
Even to this day, like
So do you like prep your caps for the piece, or are you like one day you're like, let's just do caps, and then
honestly, like the prep work is the biggest part. Like I have a huge stash of caps. So they come unflattened, obviously.
Yeah.
So the first thing I do is like if I have a batch from a bar, like a bar saves a bucket for me.
Yeah.
First thing I do is I'll flatten them all, and then it's easier to sort them into colors once they're flattened, because when they have the crown still, like they get stuck together, and it's just hard to like peel
Sure.
them apart
Right.
and all that kind of stuff.
Right,
so
right.
once they're flat, it's super easy to just.
that makes sense.
But yeah, that's the first part of the prep. So I have all the different colors like in different boxes, like Tupperwares and whatnot. So all the different shades and you know, just
Right.
different colors.
So if you got like blue, and then you also got like dark blue or whatever.
yeah, I'll have like three levels of blue. I'll have like the whites. There's basically like 3 levels of white. So like bright white, kind of a little bit less bright, and then dull white. And for each color, you can kind of replicate like those 3 shades. So just gives me, you know, as far as I'm limited by the caps, like I can really use those shades
Sure.
to my advantage kind
Yeah.
of thing. And it kind of dictated like the style that I had to.
Right. Because it's like
pretty pop.
I was just
you
gonna
know?
say it's
yeah.
pop arty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like that. Like even in my work, you can see that I got.
Yeah,
it's
all
like,
the bright colors.
I love
that
colors.
too, man. Yeah,
It's
I
cool.
dig it.
She actually asked the question that you answered again. How do you keep track of your inventory? So you sort them pre.
Yeah.
Or well, I guess so. She also asked like, where do you get them from?
So
yeah,
bartenders that I've befriended throughout the years, they still save for me. Yeah, I've gotten random donations from people all over North America. They just like they find me online and they're like, hey,
dude,
I saved these caps for years and I don't know what I'm gonna do with them.
Yeah.
Like obviously you can use them, so they just send them to me, which is awesome. I love it.
It is weird that people collect things for no reason, and it's like it's
common.
a good thing that they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Like even when we opened up these, I got bottles specifically so that he could keep the caps, and I actually forgot. I popped the cap off and went over there, and he was like, "I'll save the cap."
Well, they're cool. These ones especially too. You know, bright orange, bright yellow. Like that's gonna be useful.
So you're getting bartenders and randoms just giving you caps.
Yep.
How about the corks? Because you also do some stuff with corks.
Yeah, same thing. You know, bars and restaurants, and I know a lot of avid wine lovers that have a scary amount of wine corks saved up after like a year. So,
like, when it comes to beers and sodas, like you can have way more beers than bottles of wine in a night. I mean, I don't drink, so I guess it depends on who you are.
Yeah.
But I imagine there must be less corks than caps.
Yeah. I definitely get quantity-wise less corks than caps. Yeah. But I mean,
they're bigger.
They're bigger. They're more like modifiable. Like I can cut them lengthwise to use them like on their sides, like you would. Sure. Kind of like, you know, if you picture like a brick house, you would lay them all one on top of the other. So I can kind of do that. And then I can cut them, well, I guess the other way. So like if
bunch of circles,
like discs almost.
Yeah.
And use them at different heights and get that sort of, you know, dimension to come out. I work in 3 dimensions, you know?
Yeah. You got a picture of a whale that I saw. Yeah. And the tree one that you had at the art walk there. Mm-hmm. What are like some of your more complicated ones that you've done
for cork?
Yeah.
I think it was the first cork piece that I did was the Canadian flag. And it was basically like, so with the corks, I had them all facing, like if you were to take the cork out, then the circle facing out. So that's my kind of, you know, what I'm working with. So a lot of corks, if they're red wine, there'll be stain on the bottom, and if the bottle's on its side for a longer time, the stain gets darker. So there's different shades of like that red.
That's cool.
So using that, and then white wine, obviously there's no stain, so it's brighter. But then there's like different types of corks too, where it looks like the cork itself has been like shredded up and then just compressed into a cork. And then there's other cork where it looks like it's been unaltered and just cut into that shape. Yeah. So it has like different looks. So like that gives it a different kind of shade. It's like a little bit darker with the one that's shredded and a little bit lighter with like the full cork. So
and then champagne corks.
And then champagne corks too. Those are an awkward shape though. So I only ever use those for like the eyes of the whale and like within the trees, like a knot in a tree or something like that. But the Canadian flag, I basically made the flag so that it's like waving, like rippling. Oh yeah. And then like with the colors, and then I also cut them at all different heights so that if you look at it from the side, like it literally does.
That's cool.
Like,
so
wave.
Okay.
So that one took me like quite a while, but it was like an experimental piece. And then a guy from Niagara ended up buying it, and it's in Niagara on the Lake, wine country over there. So
that's awesome.
Perfectly fitting. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Thanks.
So you sell all over the world.
Yeah, North America, all over North America, and then I officially got my first client in Europe. So I have a German client coming up. So
well, there's a few people who are overseas, so it's good for them to know that you can ship anywhere.
Oh yeah, I ship anywhere.
Okay, so guys, I got his stuff in the description, a link to his Instagram where they can get a hold of you there. Yeah. I'll also put a link to his YouTube as well after we're done here. But if you can ship anywhere in the world, that means that they can buy from anywhere in the world. So
Absolutely.
check out his work if you're a fan of pop figures, pop art, stuff made different, unique art. Definitely check him out. Okay, so the next person to ask a question here is Tracy. She asked, or she says, I would love to know about your planning process. What comes first, the bottle caps or the image you want to create?
So because I have just such a large stash of caps, I'm not too worried about that. Sometimes I run low on colors and, I just have to wait for more of that color to come in. So the caps are always there. And then when I'm designing a piece, like that would come after. And then I kind of...
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no worries. I basically, when I'm like designing the piece, as I mentioned earlier, I'm kind of limited to what colors I have. So
Right.
I'll always I'll sketch it out and typically work from like the brightest part of the face and work my way out in layers. So like white to yellow to orange to red to blue to black kind of thing.
Sure.
And then,
do you draw? I imagine you must put at least a rough.
yeah,
So
I'll use like that sketch and then like color it in the computer, and then I literally like project that after I've like colored
okay.
it.
That's a good idea.
So that I can kind of like test out like, if I want to do like a different color scheme or like try something a little different, then I can kind of play around with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I'm happy with that design, I literally have a projector that I project onto the piece, and then I can kind of like trace it out from there type thing.
Okay, and then you put it on.
Yeah, and then I just
After.
like, yeah.
Right.
I do the caps after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She also asked, do you only use certain bottle caps? Is there a reason behind the particular bottle caps that you use or don't use?
I'm not like picky, but
What about screw off versus pop off?
has no
matter.
difference. It makes
What
no
about those
difference to
big
me.
ones like on Jones sodas?
Oh, like the ones that like you literally like
Yeah.
screw off and
Yeah.
those ones can be like, I guess, a little bit annoying because they'll usually have a different like seal, like plastic seal
Yeah.
around it, but they squish like with the press that I have, like that thing can squish, man. So I it would take a lot for it to be too annoying to use. So no, I don't discriminate. Bottle caps, twist off, pry off, whatever works for me. I do like hiding unique caps, like I said, within the pieces, because there's some that are way more common than others, and the rare ones that I come across, I'll always put them aside and go, okay.
Oh, those are in a separate.
This is like I keep them kind of like in a bag within the bin, so that it's like, okay, it's the same color, but these are the unique ones within that color. So, if you want, we can find some right now. Like this Jackal here.
This one's got foil on it.
Yeah, so that's Magner's cider. One of the regulars when I was bartending was just like a cider fiend, and Magner's was his thing. And I have so many of those. There's a couple other beers that have that gold foil on top.
Yeah.
Like Negro Modelo from Mexico. But yeah, most of these are Magner's cider, Irish cider, I think it is.
Okay.
But that's Dad's. Yeah. Dad's root beer.
Yeah.
But I cut it off to say Dad.
Yeah.
There's only one dad in there. He's a father too, right? So
That's funny. I like that. So what were you saying about the one?
Jackal, this one right here, Jackal, because he was so good at just like changing his whole character. Jackal and Hyde, like little things like that. I love to hide within there.
That's sick. Yeah.
So I always put those ones aside. You're just kidding. It's one of those things where when you're up close, you can spend hours just looking at things and try to find things like Union Jack, right? That's the British flag. Over there, the red one that says London Pride. He's a British guy. I don't know if I would imagine he lived in London at one point in his life. I don't know if he did his whole life.
I mean, he had an accent, so.
Anyone with an accent is from London, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
I love the.
Lucky.
I love the Easter egg thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was saying, I sometimes put it in my work, but it's just subtle things. But I love putting it in my vlogs.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't put any in the art walk vlog, but in some of the other ones, I'll just put stupid things that the keen viewers get it.
Okay.
And then, but most people won't get it. But when someone comments, they're like,
And
dude,
they-
I saw the
Yeah.
blank. And
You're
I'm
like,
like,
yes,
yes.
someone noticed. Yeah, I love that.
Like one of my last videos, I had, I was doing stuff on the bandsaw. I said I was going to play the bandsaw, which is just a dumb joke.
Yeah.
But then the music I used was a dude playing like a
Oh, like
a saw.
like
Yeah, with
a bow.
with a violin bow.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, that's freaking perfect.
Nice. That's awesome.
Right.
Man, so.
Easter egg that not very many people noticed, but for the people who did, now
Yeah,
everyone's gonna know who
it's
watches
extra
this.
special for those people who did
Yeah.
notice, and we're like, yeah, satisfying.
Tracy also asked, what kind of adhesive do you use? I'm noticing that you use a brad nailer,
Yeah.
but you also glue them. I imagine.
No.
No?
I didn't want to work with glue. I don't know. I thought it would be too messy, and
You know what? All the squeeze out would be annoying, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, it's hard to tell unless you're up close, like pretty close. But yeah, I
there's-
just use little
there's-
18 gauge
They're
finishing
stuck on
nails.
there.
Yeah, if I'm not happy with a certain section or something, and I have to take the caps out, it sucks, man. Like
Yeah.
I literally, like I just have to like pliers and like use like a hammer to kind of pry it
Right,
off,
yeah.
and like it's just super annoying. And so that I try not to fuck up. That's why the planning process is like super crucial.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
when I fuck up, then it's like kind of annoying.
I imagine it would be annoying.
Yeah, so I
So
try
no
and do one and
adhesive.
done. No adhesive, just
Is this how is the way you do it?
Yeah.
The way you've always done it then?
well,
or
I mean,
did you go
before I
through-
was using small nails and literally like hammering them in, and I was like, "This is stupid." So
Takes way too
didn't
long.
take too long to figure out that I needed to use a brad nail.
So you're just psh, psh, psh.
yeah, just boom, boom, yeah.
And it doesn't take away. Like you can see them when you're looking, but like
It's-
overall,
Yeah, I don't find it too like
It's not
obstructive
distracting.
Or, yeah, distracting or anything.
no,
so.
it's good. It looks good. It looks awesome.
Thanks, man.
Okay, next person here, Tammy.
Tammy.
Tammy the
Tracy,
crafting
Tammy.
disaster. Where did you come up with the idea of using bottle caps for your art?
I think I kind of answered that one.
Yeah.
The bartender saw the caps.
You just had them.
I just had
This
them.
has to become a
I
picture.
had to do something.
That's a good idea.
Oops, F-bombs. Am I not supposed to swear?
Oh, it's too late.
Okay. Mind your fucking manners. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. I should have told you before, but since
Okay.
I didn't.
My bad.
I had a guy on here, a tattoo artist, Tisk. You guys might remember Tisk. Great dude, but like in my real life, I cursed my head off.
Yeah.
Like you probably noticed when I was here, or when you just
It's
first
just kind
came.
of part of our
It-
vernacular,
It
man.
just
you know?
seemed, yeah. And so he assumed that, okay, well, you just talk how you talk. I'm gonna talk how I talk. And
Yeah.
it's just beep 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 beep. I'm like, he did it like way too many times. Where I
little
was like,
too much,
I was
yeah.
like,
Maybe tone it
and
down.
like I'm not offended by it, but I just don't want other people to be
Yeah.
put off.
Oh, that's fair.
That's it.
I think there was a study out there though that people who swear more are found to be more honest. So, just saying.
That shit has to be
You know?
true. Okay. So yeah, the idea was you had it. You saw someone. So you had some mild inspiration, but you had not much to go off
Not,
of.
not like this. Like it was a little scene. I remember there was a little palm tree, and I was like, oh, yeah, mosaic. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. And then just kind of went from there. So
I was actually asked by. I made this winery, not winery gate. They have, what do you call it when you have wine in your house? A wine cellar.
Cellar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had a wine cellar. Their house or their basement was, they wanted it made into like a bar, like a pub.
okay.
And so my shopmate built that part of it, and I did some. I do drywall and taping and stuff. Not so much these days, but anyways, I'm able to do it. So I do it when on some of these cooler projects still.
Okay.
And afterwards, we got to talking about doing other cool things within there, and I was like, okay, well, wine cellar could make a sick gate. So we
Oh,
made
yeah.
it, just welded up a gate to look like vines and stuff, like grapes and
Cool.
all this kind of stuff. And they're like, oh man, that's cool. So they're like, so you're an artist? I'm like, a little bit. And then they're like, we have all these bottle caps. And they wanted me to do this, but I
No
actually didn't end up
shit.
doing it. I should give them your number though,
Please send. Yeah. Connect us.
because that, yeah. And like when they asked me to do it, I thought that was such a cool idea because I haven't seen it before. And
could you imagine if you just went that route and then you and I are like
the only
direct competition?
I don't look at things like that.
I guess, yeah. There honestly, man, like
there's 8 billion people in the world,
and there's like me and one other lady that does portraits like this in the world. So like there's a lot, like there's a big piece of the pie left for anyone else.
At some point, you're gonna be the if you're not already the inspiration for other people to do it. Like I would do this, maybe a one-off, you know, just to try it.
Yeah.
But like,
I can show you how. I'll give you all the shortcuts.
we should do a video maybe coming up.
Sure, yeah, man.
Do a cool collaboration maybe.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right.
That's hilarious though. Like, hey, I have all these bottle caps. Like, can you? Oh, yeah. But the gate you made, so like, was that what was it? Like wrought iron or something? Like,
it was
that's
actually,
what I'm picturing.
It was actually
like, you know?
rebar.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which, like, because I reclaim and upcycle.
Sure.
So
yeah.
I didn't give you the tour yet, but you saw like I got a bunch of crap, right? Especially like out front.
One man's trash is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm always getting stuff, and I'm just like, okay, like these, whatever those are. I don't even know what those are.
Those like sprockets or something?
I don't know what they are.
What is that? I thought you might have like robbed Xena the warrior princess for a second.
I got a whole bunch of these that came from my friend Corey. Right? They're just, I don't know. They came
like
out
they kind of look like sprockets, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure they're not. I don't know.
They're internals for something, but I don't know what.
Yeah.
He works in a fab shop, so. Anyway, he was like, could you use these? I was like, probably. I'll take
Everything
them.
has a use, man. You got a bright idea, you know?
Sometimes the thing inspires the idea. Sometimes
Vice
an
versa.
idea inspires what product you, or what material you
Totally,
use.
man.
But anyways, it was made out of rebar and then like ball bearings for the grapes.
Oh, sick.
And like the leaves
Like
were
different size ball bearings, because like grapes are all like pretty symmetrical.
There were like I think 3 sizes.
Okay.
So they're bigger at the top of the vine, then they get smaller going down, and kind of random. And then the leaves were copper.
Oh yeah.
And like I have a welder, but I'm not a welder, and I've never brazed before. And copper and steel, you know, ferrous and non-ferrous, like you can't attach them. So I was just experimenting and stuff, but it turned out really sweet.
Sweet, dude.
And it was a fire extinguisher.
Okay.
A copper fire extinguisher. That's what I used for the leaves. And then
I didn't know those came in copper.
the old one. It's from like the old days.
Like some you had to pump to put out the fire or something, maybe.
It wasn't quite that old, but it was older, and it started to oxidize already, like with some like the green from the electrolysis stuff.
Yeah.
So some of the leaves, I think just one actually in particular, I left green as like a one day someone will see that it's
almost like changing seasons, right? Like
Sure.
so, like I see what you did there.
But anyway, I never ended up actually doing the thing. I did make another thing, but yeah, I'm gonna definitely next time I talk to them, I will. I'll tell them about you. I'll actually share their Instagram.
Yep.
Your Instagram.
Sure.
That wouldn't make sense to share their Instagram to them.
You could share their Instagram with me, and I'll contact them.
I know that they're interested in it, and they seem to like more artistic type things.
Okay,
So
cool. Well, this will be right up their alley then.
Sharon asked a question here. Hello, thank you for doing a shop talk. Did you see the picture in your head before you... Wait. Did we already ask this?
I don't think so. Not from Sharon.
Right. Do you see the picture in your head before you start a piece, or does it evolve into something or someone as you go? Your art is great. So I recognize that you definitely used reference photos for these, but do you do anything kind of like, just, I'm going to make this?
The cork pieces are, other than like the Canadian flag, I had to use the Canadian flag as a reference, but the trees that I've made and the whales, I've made a couple of whales now.
Okay.
Those are all just like from the noggin, like freehand right onto the piece. And so those ones are, but like when I'm making these pieces, as I mentioned, I'm a musician. So like musicians were always my biggest inspiration. So that's why I wanted to recreate them. And I just think it's super cool to recreate them in this way. So yeah, like I have to use reference photos for the musicians because they're so iconic. You need them to look exactly like
you need them to look like them.
Yeah, but as I'm making the piece, like I can kind of like picture what it's gonna look like, but I've had clients kind of ask me like, hey, can you send me your design first? But I try not to, because when I do the design, they're just like, it just like, I don't know, doesn't have the same like effect with all the color and stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I usually say like, no, like it's
Don't,
best if you
don't
just
buy it
wait.
if you don't like it.
Yeah, yeah. And like that's only happened like a couple times where people like want to see the design or like want to have like a huge part in the design.
Yeah.
And like I'll talk to them about it, but I always just want them to see the piece when it's finished, because that's just has the most impact. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm like, how about no? And then if you don't, like, for me, the way I do it is like, I don't take deposits or anything. I'm like, if you don't like it, don't buy it, because I will never make or paint something that I don't like myself.
Yeah.
That I don't think I could sell to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and it just like Abraham Lincoln, why the heck would I paint that?
Oh.
Right? It makes no sense.
Nice.
But I like the way he looks.
I have an Abraham Lincoln story for you, maybe after, because it's kind of top secret. So I'll tell you after we're done. Sorry,
all
guys.
right.
You'll see it in probably like 6 months.
6 months, right? Or 6 years, depends.
No promises.
Okay. What is the process of preparing bottle caps? Kind of went over that. You got to press. So you actually had it made specifically to do this. You didn't find, like, I saw it and I was like, oh, maybe he just got a big disc. You know what I thought it was? I thought it was a corker.
Oh, yeah.
That you modified.
Yeah, no.
Which would be
I mean,
classic.
I was, when I was sick of hammering, that was what I was thinking, was just like one at a time, you know, kunk, kunk, right?
Yeah.
But like talking to my dad, he was like, "No, like we can come up with something a little bit more efficient that like really squishes them. That's not hard on any joints, kind of thing." So
right. So that's why you have the hydraulics.
The hydraulic press.
Right. Yeah.
Version 2, actually. The first version was like just one plate with like another plate attached to the piston, and it would just squish 10 basically at a time, and then I'd take them out and then put 10 more in, and then I was talking to my dad, and I was like, I think we can make this kind of like a bit more efficient. And he was talking to his machinist buddy, and we came up with basically like a disc that's about yay big that I can rotate through. So it's like always continuously able to like I flatten 10, and then I rotate it, flatten 10 more, and then rotate it, flatten 10 more. And then after I've done like 40 caps.
Yeah.
I, push them all the way into the bucket, and then I load 40 more, and then, 10,
right, that makes
10
sense.
kind of thing. So it's just kind of on a continuous loop instead of one at a time.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I imagine like a steamroller.
I wanted to rent one and just like put out all my caps that I had.
Yeah.
And just say, have at her. I just need one go past, and then they'd all be flat, and then that would be like it.
Yeah.
They were redoing my my street. They were kind of like repaving everything, and the steamroller was coming by, and I was just like, I just want to talk to this guy so bad, just to be like, hey, like, what are the odds? Like, I'll give you like $50 right now, one pass. Like, don't even worry about it. And I chickened out. He was busy. Like, the supervisor was there. I was like, if I could get this steamroller driver alone, I'm sure
he probably would have done it.
I'm sure he would have.
He would have been like, "What do you? What like for what? What are you talking about?" And then if you would have showed him, he would have been like,
one of these
"Yo, let's do it."
Yeah, right. So
although they would have just crunched right into the fresh pavement.
Probably. I was thinking like if I had a couple like plates that I could put them between, like metal plates, obviously not like ceramic, and just like have them like kind of like
just your dishes,
Yeah. Well, my dishes are now powder, and I have somewhat flat caps. But yeah, steamroller would be the way to go, but not yet. I'll have to use the squisher until then.
Hey, if it works though, like I imagine like at some point you'll be like, this needs to be better. And then you'll come up with something even better, and then even better. Yeah. And then like I just think about like there's millions of people who paint, right? And so they basically come up with everything that you can do with paint.
More or less, yeah.
But this is like, it's a rare form of art, right? Not mosaic. Everyone does mosaic, or many people do mosaic as well, yeah. But like this, there might be I don't know if you would want the market to be there. I don't know if you want to be like the one and only or not, but like maybe you'd be the dude who makes the best presses for the people who do bottle cap art.
Honestly, I've had a couple people ask me for plans for that press, and there's no plans. So I literally just like I helped a guy where I can't remember exactly where he is. Sorry, John's beer cap art, somewhere in the States. Anyway, I'm not good with where people live, but he saw the press and he's like hounding me. He's like, okay, like come on, man, like show me what's up. I'm like, okay, so I like send him photos and like little videos of how everything's set up, and I'm like, I'm sure if you like find the right people, like find a fab shop, someone who knows how to weld, like someone who's good with like just hydraulic connections and stuff like that, you'll be able to make it happen.
Yeah.
Sure enough, he did, and I think his press is even better than mine.
Oh.
Yeah, like it.
Well, he had yours to learn from.
Yeah,
right?
so like he kind of like I told him like some of the pitfalls with that like the press that I have and like what would probably work a bit better, and like yeah he like kind of took it another step up kind of thing. So I have another guy who's looking at getting a press design, so I might have to like patent this thing, you know.
Yeah, well, be
or
quick.
just yeah, I'm not gonna actually patent it, like
No, well,
by all means, if you want to, you know, build a press,
you'll regret
I'll
it
help you
later.
there. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, could have made millions.
Who knows? I mean, I just think about like Pinterest being a thing.
Yeah.
And there's a person who I know who I like her. She's fine. Like she's my friend.
Mm-hmm.
But something that she does as a person who makes stuff is it's very annoying is where she'll put her watermark on something that she did not design. She just copied someone else. And then she doesn't want anyone to steal her photos. But I'm like, well, you kind of stole the idea. So does it matter? Like, for instance, those, what do you call them? The squirrel picnic table things.
Those little picnic. Yeah, I've built a few.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
Tons
hard.
of people make them.
Yeah.
And she put her watermark over that. And I was like,
Really?
I was like, but I know for sure you did not make that because like that's been all over Facebook
Been
and
around
Pinterest
for a while.
and
Yeah,
Instagram.
that
and
was
stuff.
like a big COVID thing. People were making squirrel picnic tables. I made a few because I was bored during COVID, and I was like, I'll make a couple of these.
Yeah.
And sure enough, takes 2 seconds on Google to be like squirrel picnic table. Oh, it's just like some 1x2s. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Slap it together.
I forget what my point was now. My freaking ADD.
Sorry.
Oh, wow.
I usually kind of just go with the ADD and whatever tangent we go down, I'm with you. So
You're right.
apologies.
I had a point, but I don't remember what it was. I didn't mean to just shit on my friend, and then that was it.
Wow.
I can't remember. She's great, though, as just a regular part of my life. It's just certain things where people try to protect something that's not even theirs. It's very annoying.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of like, there's like feast or famine kind of mentality, but like feast mentality, I think is the best. Like
There's 8 billion people.
If you share something that's new and like other people want to copy it, that's great kind of thing. Yeah, like with the press, right? Like I'm not like, I know I joked patent pending, right? Patent pending. But yeah, like why am I gonna, I don't know, like if there's a handful of people out there that also are trying their hand with bottle cap artwork and they think a press would be very beneficial, yeah, I'm gonna share with them. It's the feast mentality, not the famine, right? I think that was your point.
Yes, I can't remember what it was, but that's probably it. I actually hate the famine mentality because, like I just said a couple times, there's 8 billion people.
How many?
There's more than enough people to buy your stuff.
Yeah.
And if people aren't buying it, maybe someone else's is better.
Yeah.
So just be better.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that would, that's kind of a good point. Like it would force you to improve your style or technique or method altogether.
Yeah.
If your stuff isn't selling and someone else is doing something kind of the same, but it's like, up a few levels, well, level up your game. Right?
I think that's better when someone's better than you.
Yeah, we push ourselves. We all push each other.
Sure, yeah.
Higher, right?
Because like when people like my stuff because they're a fan of me, I don't like it as much as if they like it because it's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, there's I have no problem. Okay, I'm not even going to say his name, but there's a very famous comedian who is not funny. He is funny, but people laugh at everything that he says, and I'm just like...
Just because he's a comedian?
I'm like,
Or what do
what?
you mean?
He's a big comedian. He is like the comedian of the time right now.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
And I'm just like, so he is funny, but not everything he says is funny. People start laughing when he just says anything.
I see. Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, that's his fans. And it's
Yep.
cool to have fans, but like, wouldn't you rather people laugh because you're funny, not
Like
because you're you?
The joke should stand on its own legs,
Right.
not because of who you are. And you're saying that with artwork, like the art should speak for itself, not because of who the artist was. But that's kind of like there's an intrinsic tie
there's
between
like
the artist and the art.
a happy medium
Yeah,
because like there's certain artists where I'm a big fan of Michael Goddard. Do you know who he is? The olive dude.
Yeah, the olive dude.
Right.
Yeah.
That's one of his finger paintings.
Oh, sick.
And so that's why I got it. I mean, that's just a print, obviously. But although that doodle is an original.
Oh, over here. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
And then also, that's a piece of drywall from a gallery.
Ah,
And
cool.
so there's a lot of his
Hey,
doodles
that's
on
the
it.
John Lennon photo I did.
Oh, yeah. That's my doodle.
Hey. It all comes together.
But anyway, I think there is things that I would buy from certain artists. Or because they got some notoriety. I became a fan of them because I liked what they did.
And that's how they became famous in the first place. It's because so many people liked what they did. So,
but then sometimes people get comfortable and you're just like,
Yeah.
Like I have imposter syndrome mad bad all the time where I'm just like where I'll see flaws. Like right now I made this stupid product, patent pending, called banana bread board.
okay.
Right? I just love banana bread.
Hey, who doesn't?
Which, by the way, that was going to be my first question after we were done these questions, but I'll ask it now, I guess. Banana bread or
What's the other option?
so you're a banana bread man?
Of course I am.
Okay, I was going to try to
Moist, flavorful, slap a little butter on there.
Yes,
Oh,
excellent. Okay,
warm.
I prefer it cold myself,
Yeah.
but
I can go either
okay,
way.
nuts or no nuts?
No nuts.
Oh, there we go.
No nuts. Come on, man.
Yeah, nuts ruins it.
What are you, nuts? Fuck.
What about chocolate chips?
I mean, I could maybe once in a while, but I'm more of a purist, I would say.
Okay.
So yeah, like
I
if there's chocolate chips, that's better than nuts. But if there's no chocolate chips or nuts, then
That's your
you got me.
preference? Okay, I love it with chocolate chips.
That's right.
But anyway, I'm making these boards, and they're good. They're definitely good, but I see these flaws, and I'm like, and I have like a grading system. I'm like, oh, so you've got an A+ to a D.
Okay.
Well, I don't sell anything that's
An
less
S.
than a C.
Okay. Sure.
Right? And a C is like, it's like going to be $10.
A lot of people will buy C student things.
Yeah.
What's the board though? Like
It's just a
you gotta
little
explain it to
board.
me.
It's like a cutting board, but
Sure.
it's small.
Just
loaf
specifically
size.
for banana bread loaf.
Yeah, and then it
size.
comes with a cover,
Ah,
and it comes with my favorite recipe,
Ah.
and it comes with
Sign me up.
like the care instruction. It's like awesome.
where can
Okay.
I buy one?
You can buy one by emailing me, orderfromjosh@gmail.com.
Talk to you about it right now.
I'll give you one.
I'll buy it.
Well, okay. Anyways, the imposter syndrome comes
Yes.
in. Like, don't even notice them. Like, huh? And then I see someone else selling something, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
How are you comfortable selling something so trash? Like, I don't get it. And I don't know. I feel like that's the part that as an artist and maker, keeps me like the challenge part keeps me like loving what I do. There's a point in there, and I don't know if it came through,
like,
but
I know what you're saying, man. Like I said, it took me 15 years to get to here.
yeah.
And
Well, it's awesome.
when I look back at that very first commission that I did, it's in Arcadia, the bar. If anyone in the Edmonton area is wondering, I see it and I'm like, wow! But someone bought it. Darren bought it like years ago, back in.
Were you proud of it though at the time?
I was so proud of it.
Well, there
man.
you go.
I was so proud that it didn't take me 6 years, and that people could tell. Oh, that's Joe Strummer, like Clash fans.
Yeah.
Obviously, not everyone knows exactly
Sure.
what Joe Strummer looks like, but I look back at it now and I'm like, oh man, like even on the way here, I was like, Stones were on, and I made a Keith Richards piece and Mick Jagger piece, and I look back at them now and I'm like, oh, I just want to like redo those. Yeah.
Would you do them then?
I 100%. Like I try not to do the same like photo. I just like to keep it kind of new for me, as well as like, you know, not do replicas kind of thing. But yeah, I would love to redo like a Keith Richards or Mick Jagger for sure.
Dude, they got great faces for art.
Like I think. Good. Yeah, both of them. Like, just so much character in their faces.
So much wisdom.
Yeah.
Mostly about drugs, but.
Did you know that every cigarette you smoke takes 5 minutes off your life and adds it to Keith Richards? I just found that out the other day. Fun fact. Yeah. That's why he's going to live forever.
All right.
I had to. That's all right. And that's that.
I actually was going to be like, I'm pretty sure that's impossible to know, the 5 minute thing, and then it's a zinger.
Yeah.
Okay, so Renee here. Whoops. Sorry, I skipped one. Oh, I skipped two. Oh, I skipped three.
Oh my gosh. Keith Richards is gonna have to bend them bottle caps all crazy and let them rust too.
Yeah. Dude, that would be. Well, they wouldn't rust because they're not steel.
Yeah.
Wait, do you actually have old bottle, like antique ones that are steel?
Some. Yeah, I'm actually looking at. There is a woman who found me at the art walk, and her son has like 4,000 caps dating back to like the 50s, and some of them have cork on the back, like when you take
that's
caps.
the seal.
Yeah, the seal is cork.
Because those ones would probably be steel.
Likely, yeah. I don't know for sure, but yeah, those ones. I mean, they look like they're. She sent me a photo of some of them that her son has. But they look like they're in relatively good condition. But yeah, I'd be a little worried.
Like, what if they're lead?
I do, yeah, lead. Yeah, exactly. That's the last thing I need, lead poisoning. But yeah, like, I'd be a little worried if there were some of those vintage caps, if they would rust, because like that could totally F up a painting or mosaic.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd have to like experiment.
It would have to be
rust
like
inhibitor or something maybe. I don't know.
Well,
seal it.
You
somehow,
could seal
right?
it probably with some.
But like sealing it from the front, like there would still be potential for a bit of moisture to come through, like the back potentially, unless I put like a, you know.
So you'd have to design the piece to be okay with having rust, if you were gonna be like, meh, maybe it'll add to it. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it doesn't mess it up.
Do like a Neil Young piece. You know, better to rust out than fade away, right?
There you go. Okay.
Back to the Q&A here.
Sharon, thanks for doing shop talk. Do you see the picture in your head before? Oh,
yeah, we answered that.
We answered this one.
Come on, Sharon.
And she also says your art is great.
Thanks, Sharon.
Marie says, what is the process of preparing the... Oh, we already did this one too.
I figured there'd be some kind of duplicates in there, yeah.
Do you prefer to come up with your own ideas for your art or take commissions? So you clearly do use the reference photos, but are you like, dude, I need to do Kurt Cobain today? And then someone's like, you should do, I don't know, whoever.
So up until August of last year, this was always something I did in my spare time, and I would just take commissions, and I never really had time to make my own pieces that I wanted to.
So you only did commissions?
So legit, like, yeah, 100%. Other than that first piece that I made.
That's like the dream for so many artists, is to have like demand for their art.
Falling backwards into this basically, but I'm trying to, you know, do a backflip and get back up kind of thing. But yeah, so I'm at the point now where since August, like I quit my day job and I'm doing this full time. So I've told myself I'm going to do one commission and then a piece that I want to do, commission, piece that I want to do, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. So what is your day job that you just quit then?
I was a like quality coordinator for building wind farms. That was my most recent one. So I was literally like coordinating teams to like put together wind turbines in the proper way so that they work like properly. So that was like my job, was like coordinating the teams.
Can you dispel some of the myths? Because
let's hear them.
I have like a diverse audience. Some of them very conservative, some of them very liberal. Most of them, I would say, are somewhere in the middle.
I feel like energy shouldn't be a left or right
Me
thing.
neither.
It's really...
I had, so that guy, the tattoo artist Tisk, he drives a Tesla.
Okay.
And there was, actually in the comments, there wasn't actually much. But
Okay.
I thought there was going to be because
of
people
that.
are, yeah, because he drives a Tesla, which I think is
Drive
a
whatever you want,
sick
man.
car. And just because he has a Tesla doesn't mean you have to get one. But
Also, like, there's a lot of controversy around the batteries, the cobalt mining, all of the lithium that has to come from somewhere. Like, you know, there's no silver bullet here. So
No.
Anyway, myths. Do you want to talk about the myths, or do you have any?
Okay, I don't know
Questions?
shit about them except for
Okay.
they're white and they're way bigger than they look
Yeah,
from a distance.
they're massive.
Like when I was driving up to Arizona,
There's tons along the way. there.
but we passed like these trucks hauling one of the blades at a time. Like we'd be driving and I'd just be like, oh, I think that's for a windmill. And then a little bit later there'd be another one.
Yeah.
And a little bit later there'd be another one. And then there was
huge.
Then for the first time ever, I've seen that before, the blades, but I've never seen the
tower. Section?
Yeah. And that comes in sections too, which obviously makes sense.
All different sections.
But I
types and
didn't.
stuff,
For some reason, I never put that in my head. I was like, oh, that's one piece, and then you got like the screwy Louie, and then you got the blades. So I was like,
well, yeah,
that makes sense.
It's a little bit more to it than that, but in essence, yeah, it just comes in pieces and assembled on site.
So the myths.
Sure.
Does it actually take way more energy than they'll ever produce 1-to-1?
No. So if you're looking at like a carbon offset, depending on electricity prices and your wind regime in your area, you're basically like looking at like anywhere from 7 months to like over a year for it to offset all of the carbon that was used or emitted to create all of the.
So it's only a year then.
It's like a year out of its 25, 30-year lifespan is spent kind of like making up for all of that carbon that was emitted
to make it
and build it and stuff.
Okay. That's like the biggest myth. I have a friend who we don't argue, I wouldn't say that, but we kind of like talk about that kind of stuff. But like we both don't know.
Wow.
So we're just,
you know.
Okay, another myth.
Okay.
Are there conflict? Okay, how I think they're made is fiberglass and steel, and then probably gold and other
there's
things
like
in there.
Circuitry.
Is there like a conflict mineral in there, or can you ethically source all the material from it?
I don't think you can ethically source 100% of everything that's in there. Like there's electronics within it, like all the computers and the systems that are used to, you know, yaw them and like turn the blades, all this kind of stuff, and like just control them in essence. Like it's not going to be perfect.
They're all going to hell.
Yeah, they're all. Might as well just shoot them down now, man.
Okay.
Just Don Quixote those mother.
And the last myth that I can think of, or that I think is one of the most common, how many birds, or I don't know if it's a myth, but the amount of birds that apparently get killed.
Way less than cats kill birds every year. So like cats in North America kill like 2 billion birds a year.
Okay.
Cats. The next thing in line is buildings. Birds
like into windows,
flying into buildings because they have like, you know, the skyscrapers downtown. Like
it just looks like clouds. Just
they're so reflected, right? Boom. So that's the next thing, and then I think it's wind turbines after that, and it's like
so there's still
it's like 2 billion, like 500 million from buildings, and then like I don't know, like a couple million from wind turbines. Yeah, they do. The biggest thing is actually bats, because bats, like with the way their sonar works, it's really messed up. They get like when the turbines are spinning, the blades are spinning, the bats get like sucked into the negative pressure that's following the blade, and it literally like turns them like inside out, like it collapses their lungs and stuff. And like,
well, that doesn't sound pleasant.
It's terrible. Like I like bats too, and like you know, bats are pretty vulnerable, I guess, in some places, right? So that's kind of messed up. So yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
But there's, like I said, no silver bullet. Like, you know, you do a open pit mine for whatever, and like some sort of animal's gonna get displaced, right? You're pumping for oil, something's gonna get displaced, but it's the life we live, man.
I see.
That's just society. I'm
so
not
when
gonna
they're
and judge, you know.
When they're done, like a what do you call it? The wind turbine thingy, whatever.
Turbine,
When
turbine, if you're American. They call them wind turbines. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's just the
That's
accent
annoying.
thing. I really don't like it, but yeah, it's the way it is.
Like a turbine is like a head.
I agree.
piece.
Yeah, it's like there's an E on the end for a reason. So
Okay, so those when you have to decommission one, is the whole thing junk?
so no, like I want to say it's like upwards of 95% recyclable. There's actually a couple places in Alberta now that recycle blades, like fiberglass blades, so they chew them all up and then they can turn them into other things. Because that was a huge thing in the past where you'd see like a satellite photo and there's all these blades in this field and getting covered with dirt. And yeah, that's what they had to do with them back in the day because there was no way to recycle them. But now they actually have the technology.
They had to innovate because of the backlash, which
And,
is good.
Totally, yeah, exactly.
Because I think that's
there's I think the only thing that doesn't get recycled is the foundation and all like the rebar and like cement that goes into the foundation. It just stays in the ground. But other than that, like everything from like ground level up, I'm pretty sure is
well, the steel
recyclable.
will rust away, the concrete will crumble away. That's just silica and whatever cement is.
Back to the earth.
Yeah. Well, anyways, now that we've divided some of the audience, let's move on here.
Sorry. I'm just a mere artist now. I don't want to get involved in these political debates.
He's gonna run for office next.
Yeah.
Renee asks, where do you get so many bottle caps, man?
Bars, friends.
Do you have arrangements with local bars that save them for you? So yes, you do.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And then you also got all the people from all over the world. So if you guys have lots of bottle caps, do you have a P.O. box? You can put that on your YouTube channel when you
I
get
should
that
probably
up.
get a P.O. box. Yeah. I mean, otherwise, just send them right to my house and I'll.
Don't give your address
straight now.
out loud.
Okay. Yeah.
Is your bottle cap storage neatly organized, a chaotic mess, or somewhere in between?
It used to be chaotic, but I'm really, really trying my hardest to be as organized as possible. It's not quite where I want it to be yet, but it's getting there.
Well, it's not like
way
a pile
better
in the garbage can.
No, it's all sorted into either flattened or unflattened and into colors once they are flattened. So it's getting there, but I have plans to make it a lot better.
That's cool. She also says your artwork is very inspiring.
Ah.
And then she asked who/what inspired you to start working with corks and caps, which we already answered.
Yeah. Just rewind a little bit.
Yeah. Smurf M asks, do you find it more difficult to find corks since let me start over. Do you find it more difficult to find corks since so many now are synthetic? Are you able to repurpose those at all?
The synthetic ones I can kind of use in certain parts of my cork pieces. I made a mountain scene. It's actually in a wine cellar as well.
Oh, that's cool.
In a house just out of the city. And a lot of the like foliage is just all the corks kind of popping out in different directions.
Sure.
So I found that some of the synthetic ones are perfect for blending into the foliage.
So you make use of them, which is
that's
pretty cool.
I have them in their own box. Like I keep my corks separate based on color and type and stuff as well. So
I think that what would be cool, because cork, well, actually I don't know if I'm about to just completely
blow my mind or
lie, because I don't. Do you want a refill, by the way?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
There's one more bottle cap.
Oh, one for the road.
I can give you all of them if you want.
Okay.
Just pop all the caps and dump all the sodas.
Yeah, no, that would be wasteful.
Is cork, is it good for sound absorption?
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I know that it's good for, like, people put it in their basements because it's good insulating.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I don't do music, so I'm like, I would love music.
Mm-hmm. I see some
Those
inspiration up here.
Those are actually my shop mates. He makes those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Sweet.
those, they just need hardware. So
Yeah.
when someone buys one, puts in the hardware.
A lot of people in the market for 10
10-string bass. He loves making like 10-string basses, like all sorts of different, just kind of zany things, and then using all sorts of pretty woods and stuff.
Okay. Actually, there was a blind guy that was at the art walk that I was like, hey, do you want to feel some art? And he felt the cork piece, and I'm pretty sure he's a bass player. So maybe I can send him over. And
oh, yeah.
Maybe he's in the market for a 10-string bass.
Who knows? Well, I mean, there's some regular ones too.
Yeah.
Some 4-string and
But I mean,
5-string.
if you can have 10, why would
the
you go
6-string.
any less?
He's made, I think, even more than 10-string.
Oh.
Like, there was this one guy.
So unnecessary.
Dude, yeah. Like, I don't get it.
It's a shtick, I think, at that
Is it?
point. Yeah, I think so. Like, I don't know, I've seen those frets that are this big that have like
You have to, like,
20 frets or like 20 strings, and like, what are you doing? Like, that's just overwhelming.
yeah, I don't know.
I think it's just one of those
People
things
like him, but he
yeah.
hasn't made guitars in a while. He kind of got sick of it, and then he went into doing other stuff, and now he's doing it again. He just finished
Sweet.
2, I think, or is working on 2, and finished 1.
I really like that, like the second last one with the
that no one can see.
yeah, it's got a bunch of like kind of squares and rectangles cut out. And
I'll grab it
made
so
the body
people aren't
okay.
aggravated.
Beautiful.
Like,
yeah, it's way better just seeing it than trying to understand what I'm describing. Yeah, that thing's badass.
so this thing isn't oiled yet. So once it's oiled, it will
It's got
look
real pop. Really
it'll
pop.
look
Oh,
amazing.
yeah. Look at that, hey. What is this?
So that's a burl wood of some sort.
Oh man, that's gonna look amazing.
Yeah, I don't know of what tree it is, but oh wait, I think he just made this one.
Okay. I want to see this when it's done.
Yeah, you can
That
see it's
burl
it's
wood,
it's
yeah.
not finished, right? Oh, so that okay, right? This one is not done. You can
That's
see
so
there's lots of shaping still
Yeah,
left to do.
yeah. Damn.
It's gonna look sick.
Oh yeah. Wow.
I
Are
was
those
like-
all spoken for?
I was
Or-
just thinking this looks very familiar.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not.
Okay, so he's
Each-
doing the
Well, that one might be because that one he was just like,
Okay.
oh, I'm working on this. But anyway, I love music. I wish I could sing,
Same here, man.
which I can't at all.
Fuck it.
I can't play any instruments, but I really want a recording studio because my vlogs and stuff. I love taking music and like, would you call it remixing it or whatever?
Okay.
Which it's probably frowned upon and it's just kind of stealing someone's art and then making it your own. But
That's
I
debatable.
always give the credits and stuff. But
Yeah.
what I've been doing lately is I've been getting my friends to record music for me,
Okay.
and then I remix their music if they're cool with it,
Yeah.
or not, even if they're not cool with it.
I
I've never
literally
asked.
like record things every now and then for people. Just like I'm on Thursday, my buddy's got this. Well, he's got a couple bands, but he just brings me in as like a hired musician, and I'll like listen to the songs maybe once, maybe none times before I record, and I'll like just listen to it, get what key it is, and like just go. So if you want some samples, I'll play some stuff for you. A little this, a little that, you know.
I think it would be cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Sure.
But I would love to make a music studio
Yeah.
so that I could.
Do it properly.
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
But I wouldn't do the music. I would get other people to do it. Anyways, it'd be cool to put a cork piece of yours
Oh, yeah.
somewhere in there. Something on the ceiling, maybe.
Yeah, you typically want like walls and ceiling to be like, and have like a carpet down, if depending on what
Right.
you're doing. But yeah,
I just want it to be cool though, because like I don't think the sound dampening panels and stuff.
yeah,
They're kind
know.
of boring.
yeah,
But if you had like something cool instead.
yeah.
We're on the last question, and
Oh.
I think we're an hour and a half in. So
So soon?
An hour in. I think that's pretty good.
Out of the way.
Do you find it more difficult to find corks since? Wait,
I think
read
we
that
answered
one.
it, yeah.
Do you use any computer programs to help you with color placement when doing your project?
Fun fact: my first piece, the John Lennon piece, there, I put the photo in Microsoft Paint because that's all I had at the time, and I
Okay.
like, painted the layers. Like I had mentioned, you know, I'd start with the brightest layers, so I just click on the white paintbrush and like outline. I essentially like make my own paint by numbers. So that was the first piece
Okay.
of software I used was MS Paint back in 2008, and yeah, I just did all the layers in just grayscale. And then once I was happy with what it looked like in grayscale, I just decided which color should be which. But now, yeah, like I'll do kind of a similar thing, and then like once the sketch is done, throw her into Photoshop, and then like kind of make little tweaks if I need to here and there. It's just a lot easier. My wife's a photographer too, so she's like well versed in Photoshop. Are you pulling up some like debunking facts about wind turbines here or what?
Oh, I should, so we can keep it
Yeah,
going.
right. Keep me on my toes. So yeah, MS Paint, now Photoshop.
Excellent.
Put it plainly.
Hey Matthew, do you know if my brother is going live right now? My brother has a show at 7 and it's 7:02. I don't want to go into his show because people like watching it. But if he's not going live, because sometimes he doesn't, he gets vertigo very badly.
I had that last year. It sucks, man.
For the whole year?
No, for like about a month, January, yeah, kind of mid-January to mid-February.
For a whole month?
Like, it was really bad for a week, and then it slowly got better. Like, I was doing those exercises and stuff, but man, that threw me for a whirl. Like, it like, so I understand. Like, luckily, knock on wood, it was something just like a one-off. Had a brand new baby, working lots, making a whole bunch of pieces all at the same time, and getting like no sleep, and like it just like hit me one day, and yeah.
Okay, I've never had it for a month, but I hate it, and
yeah.
Okay, he didn't cancel, so I think he is. Okay, well I think we're good there.
So we're done then, or we're gonna just go over to his channel, I guess.
I just we should do another one of these. I feel like there's more to talk about.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm down to keep going if you are. But if you don't want to step on your brother's toes, that's it's honorable.
I'm gonna just see. Let's just see where he's at.
Give him a shout if you want to, man.
I hate tablets. Ah, there we go.
Let's see. Please do another one. He didn't cancel. Just do another one. Another what?
Another one of these, I think.
Oh, okay. This is my first YouTube vlog interview thing. So
is it your first interview ever? I imagine people will like to talk about.
I've been interviewed by like news stations and stuff, but that's very like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. So this is a lot more real and genuine, which I prefer.
Yeah.
So
good. Well, I'm glad that you liked it. He's not live right now.
Okay. We'll go until he's live.
So we'll go. Matthew, if you don't mind telling me when he goes live. Guys, if you don't follow my brother, make sure that you go over to his channel and see what he's all about. If you have any questions, I can read them here, and maybe we'll get one or two in here that where we can get some sick more deets out of you.
Give me all the deets.
You are extremely interesting. How long have you been just doing art? Like art only?
Like just doing art since August of 2022. So coming up on
almost a year-ish?
7-8 months kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know.
August,
time is of
September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 7 or 8 months.
7 or 8 months full time. 15 years in my spare time.
Maybe this clock is wrong. What time is it on your phone?
I have no idea. It is. Oh, it's 6:43.
Oh, we got 15 minutes.
Sweet.
We got 15 minutes. What is this?
Okay,
let's keep going.
Actually, speaking of brothers, I just have to text my brother because I was heading to his place after. I'm just going to let him know.
Does he live around here? Because I live out.
No, he's on the north side.
My clock is fast. This tablet was $900 and it works like a $100 tablet.
Okay. Brother texted.
Excellent. Okay. How many brothers do you have? One. Any sisters?
No.
2-man show, huh?
2-man show. My brother does really good woodworking too. He's got a CNC, but also does like...
Oh, that's a huge contentious thing in the woodworking world where people are like, that's not woodworking.
I know. I mean...
But then there's people who are like, well, it's only
woodworking. You try and get a CNC up and running and program it to do really cool things. Like, that's an art form in itself.
Just it's a pain in the dick, right?
Well, I don't know. He's done it pretty well. Like, he's got a crazy mind, too. That guy's smart as all heck. So check him out, too. Chris M. Woodworking. On YouTube.
Matthew,
on Instagram. He's not on YouTube.
If you can find that, Matthew, put a link if you don't mind.
Yeah. He just started, so anyway. He does good stuff though. Okay. Carry on.
Hey, well that's good to know because like I always need stuff CNC. Like he has like it's like an end mill one or like what?
You'll have to talk to him.
Okay. Because like see that sign right there? I got that made by a dude.
do that, no problem. I should have he made this business card holder from walnut, and then he inlaid maple of my logo in the shape of a bottle cap. So it's like literally.
Wait,
like
so you had it
like,
at the?
Yeah, I had it at the art walk there.
I thought
so,
like that was cool.
He can do stuff like that, and that was like nothing for him. So he's pretty talented when it comes to that stuff.
Martha must have checked out your Instagram here. She says, "I love your John Lennon pieces."
Yeah, so someone wanted to buy that original John Lennon piece that I made, and I said, no, it's not for sale. It's my first ever piece. I put blood, sweat, tears into that thing, and so I was like, okay, I'll make you another John Lennon. He wanted that exact photo, so
okay.
I did a video comparing that first John Lennon piece to, that was about my 100th mosaic that I made over the years, and just like the changes in like style and like accuracy is
okay.
I've come a long way. I will toot my own horn there.
Do you do mosaic in any other, would you call it medium? I guess other material?
Not yet, but I have plans. I'm gonna tell you about it after because it is actually like NDA kind of like material. So you'll see soon.
Are you gonna make a YouTube video about it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
This building is temporary. We call this the Daydream Shop.
Nice.
And we're going to build the dream shop. And I actually want that wall here, but on the outside, but also it'll be 20 feet that way because it's going to be bigger.
You're expanding this way? Okay.
Yeah. I want the outside of that wall to be a mosaic.
Oh, okay.
I have some cool ideas. I've been talking to this one of my friends here who I've met through doing YouTube. I've been asking her, I'm like, what style of building is this? I've just been trying to figure out, just get some inspiration with like these giant windows and stuff.
Cool, man.
Anyway,
I'm looking forward to
with these giant windows and mosaic. I'll do it with tile.
Okay.
It'll look sick.
Nice.
Anyway, oh dude, what? You just blew my mind, Jim.
Who's Jim?
Okay, Jim, we've had him on a couple times. He's a blacksmith. He said shorten the pendulum in the tablet's clock. He's obviously making a joke, but I had no idea that's how you adjusted clocks that had pendulums. The timing.
Oh, okay. He's making a reference to
when I said my clock was
like it's like grandfather clock, and you shorten the
dude. Okay.
That's why it's late.
Yeah, did you know that?
Do tablets have pendulums in it? the files are in the computer?
Dude, I never knew that. I thought that was decoration.
The pendulum to...
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it obviously has form and function.
Okay.
It's very decorative.
Dude, that just blew my mind.
Man, learn something new every day.
Okay, well, enough of my idiotic wonderings. Let's get back to you. Have you done a picture of your wife or child as Sarah? Do you do anything personal like that?
No, okay, not yet, but my wife is stunningly beautiful, and she has the brightest red hair, and I want to start doing more. And my dad has got like this really cool like old fisherman kind of look with like beard and like gray hair and stuff like that. So I would love I have to convince my wife because she's very introverted, and like her face being on like a giant mosaic would be very embarrassing for her. But I'm gonna.
So she's got like red, like she's ginger. Then
she's a ginge, full on.
So like, would you use red like this, or would you use orange?
I would use a mix of like the reds and oranges to really get like some highlights and stuff going. But like, I kind of want to do like almost like more like fantasy, where her hair is like really like flying out in the wind to really highlight that. She's got really nice green eyes too, so like
the rarest color of eyes.
Oh man, she's a unicorn in that one.
Hey,
green eyes. What?
Is it true that if you have green or blue eyes, you can't see the sun hurts your eyes more?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, I only have blue eyes. I've never had brown eyes, so like I can't tell. But I think they say people with lighter color eyes are more sensitive.
And I was like, oh, because like sometimes you see people like squinting, and I'm like, what's your problem?
I always gotta have my sunnies, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, especially in the winter. The reflection off the snow, that albedo effect, that'll get you.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. But yes, I do want to do...
What was your brother's Instagram again?
Chris M. Woodworking.
He'll find it. He'll find it.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, go on. I interrupted you there.
No, it's all good. My dad also looks like Tom Selleck, so all those mega
Really?
PI fans out
Yeah.
there, yeah.
Dude, but what color is his hair?
It's now gray, but when he was a younger man, he looked like Tom Selleck.
But okay, for a second I thought you were saying that he was also ginger.
No.
He was the ginger
I
Tom
don't know how
Selleck.
to like. Oops. Hang on a second here. Can I change his photo? Oh, well, it's hard to see, but
Oh yeah, he
right?
kind of does.
I don't know. If,
Dude, don't give.
oh yeah.
Everyone call his dad.
See? Looks like Tom Selleck, doesn't he?
Dude,
That's him. Like
Mr. Mustache.
probably I don't know. That's probably like 25 years ago. But anyway, he looks really cool now in salt and pepper, nice mustache. I think it'd be really cool to start doing more like familiar faces to me, but that look really cool in bottle cap form too. So yes, I intend.
Would you keep those pieces or would you have those for sale?
I don't know. I don't think my wife would want it in our house because
it's her?
She's so.
Do you guys have like wedding photos? And
Yeah,
stuff?
well, she's a wedding photographer, so of course
Oh, okay.
we have tons of photos of ourselves. But I think something that big would maybe like kind of weird her out.
This
but
is like
I'm
feel
work-
self-conscious.
I'm chipping away. I'm chipping away. I'm working on her.
Maybe
so
just do it and
I think
then
I'm going to. Yeah.
and then she'll be like,
she has no choice. Like I made it. Like
put it outside.
yeah, yeah, right above our front door,
Yeah.
so everyone that's walking in just sees. Yeah.
You never know. Someone might love it, and then they.
Hey man, I'm telling you, she's a bombshell. So if
Well, there you go.
anyone likes to look at hot gingers, then yeah.
You could do her as like a pinup, maybe.
no, that would not be tasteful.
No, she
not
wouldn't.
for her.
No?
No. I think something more like angelic would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would like to see her as a pinup, but
Not-
for my eyes only.
I see.
Yeah.
Have you done any portraits that aren't famous people? I guess.
Yeah. I have actually, like, a woman in Washington, her brother had passed away, but he was like an avid beer lover.
Oh,
and
okay.
so she sent me a lot of his caps too. And
Oh.
I recreated his portrait
Cool.
all out of caps. And like, she said she like cried when she got it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one was a cool one for sure. And then there was another guy who, a friend of mine, worked for like an import company, like a beer import company, and so he got his boss's portrait done out of all like craft beers that they had imported and
Okay.
stuff. And that one I think probably got him a raise.
Yeah, nice. That would be good.
Employee of the month or year maybe for that one. Yeah.
At least the closest parking spot to the door.
Yeah.
At the very least.
At the very least, right? Yeah.
So that was from Sarah.
Sarah?
Eddie Gavino says, "You're a natural, Jeff." At being an interviewee
Oh, okay.
and an artist, I imagine he means too.
Thank you.
I have green eyes and I am sensitive to sunlight, says Richard and Sherry.
Sherry and Richard, they can confirm.
And Eddie Gavino says, "Yes, blinding sun. Oh my goodness." He just yelled it. I had another comment here that I saw, and do you only do people / portraits? That wasn't it, but hey, do you do animals?
Yeah,
you did the whales.
Yeah, I did the whales. I did a couple dogs for people that are like,
dog
dog
people.
lovers. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like they cut not quite this big, but like a 2 by 3 foot dog hanging in their house of their dog. What else have I done? I've done a lot of logos. I got approached by the Chicago Bulls to make a piece for them.
Sick, dude.
I was at my lake in Saskatchewan, and
At your lake.
well, like the
guy.
family lake. I don't own it.
Wait,
But-
who owns it? The
The
family?
government? I don't know. It's a provincial park, so like
That's the government.
The lake we go to.
The queen.
So I was at the lake we go to every year.
Wait, was
and
the government there?
the government's always there. They're omnipresent, aren't they?
I think so. Actually, you're
They're
right.
always watching Big Brother. Hey, I don't know. But anyway, I was heading back, and my phone was off the whole week. And I opened my phone when I get back into the city, and I see this email from the Chicago Bulls, and I'm like, okay, that's clearly spam.
Right.
But I opened it anyway, and it's like, hey, this is so and so. I'm the marketing specialist for the Chicago Bulls. Like, we stumbled across your page, and would you be interested in creating our logo for the stadium, like in our offices in the stadium? And I was like, yeah, 100%. So it had to be all Budweiser caps because the like Anheuser-Busch is their main contract or whatever. So I made it was 5 feet by 5 feet.
That is
Chicago Bulls
freaking dope.
hanging in the United Center right now. I did some pieces for Labatt. They had I don't know. They said it's kind of secret, but it's really not. It's in their box suite in Rogers Center for the Blue Jays.
Okay.
Or like where the Blue Jays play. So I have like a Bud can because Labatt brews Bud in Canada. They have the contract.
Yeah. Just
and
down the
some other
road.
stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I've done a lot of logos. Deep Eddy Vodka, they reached out to me back in August or a little earlier last year, and I made a couple huge murals for them out of all of their like vodka.
Dude,
tops.
that's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's been wild, man.
With the Bulls, though, were you like, dude, you need to get me like an MJ autograph or something?
Well, they said next time I'm in Chi-Town to come by and they'll like comp me some tickets to the games and stuff. But like, I would love to, meet some of the players and stuff. Like, I don't know how often MJ's just cruising around in the stadium or not, but it'd be sweet to.
For me,
Get
basketball is not my sport, but like I'm a fan of greatness.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love hockey.
same.
Sorry, I love watching Oiler games.
Same.
I love playing hockey. Like I never played hockey, but like
Same.
I love like rec hockey. But greatness, I love all the time. And
Yeah.
Michael Jordan,
Gotta appreciate it.
actually both MJs are pretty cool. Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what it is. I think everyone's a fan of greatness to some degree, but for some reason, like when people are proud of mediocrity, it just really bugs me. And not that you have to be like excellent at everything, because that's impossible.
Yeah.
And it's probably unhealthy to
Strive for that?
Yeah.
maybe? Yeah.
But I don't know. Like some people are just substantially great.
Yeah.
And it's just I love it.
Those outliers are what makes the human race exciting for sure. So yeah, I completely agree.
Number one and most important question, and you're not going to understand this, but Matthew, who is our moderator, by the way, that's why I keep asking him.
Okay.
Would you ever make a mosaic of a dead goat? Remember I was telling you about the trails that I have in the trees there?
Yeah. Okay.
There's a,
Dead goat in there?
there was a dead goat.
Okay.
So it actually turns out to be a sheep, but I thought it was a goat. So now
Okay.
we just have like this dead goat thing
little bit of a
that like is from the channel.
sure.
But it's because of Matthew, because he's a moderator, but he also we bounce ideas off each other for
Gotcha.
certain things that I do that are kind of behind the scenes or whatever.
Yeah.
And he helps out a lot with that. So sometimes I do like video calls with him.
Okay.
And I was just walking through the forest, and I'm like, we have a trail, and I'm like looking down, and I'm like, what the heck is that? Like it's ice. So
Oh.
it's like it's translucent, and like I see like this
It was
hairy
like-
something. And
Like,
I'm like
frozen in the ice?
in the ice, yeah.
Whoa.
And I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, is this a goat? I think this is a goat, because the neighbors there, they had goats and they had sheep,
So one of the sheep.
and so probably, and they like process them, they eat them,
Oh.
and all the
Not that one.
carcasses and stuff they bury.
Okay.
And I think a coyote unburied it
and dragged it out.
and dragged it all the way over to there, which is kind of far.
yeah.
And then it froze over, right? Snow and all that.
Yeah.
And then, like springtime, my dog comes out of the bush with his face in his
Oh
mouth.
man.
And we were like, what the hell is
what a
this?
scene, man.
And then I went and checked, and there's hair everywhere and little
Wool.
bits of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, wool, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, that's a freaking...
That's carnage.
so
man.
that's where the dead goat comes from.
I mean, I could be talked into it, Matthew. We'll talk. We'll talk. Yeah.
How do you price a piece? Do you base it off of the amount of time, or do you like, so let's say I wanted to buy one, this Kurt, but it doesn't exist yet.
Okay.
Do you already know how much it's going to cost?
More or less, yeah. I have like a base price for each of my sizes. I size by square foot, and I kind of just calculated my time that's involved with like acquiring the caps, flattening the caps, sorting
Right.
the caps,
'Cause
doing
all
the
that
design,
is
making
like-
the piece,
yeah.
you know, everything, right? So after I've calculated all of that, I basically figured out what a good like per square foot pricing is, and then
Right.
that's how I kind of price them. You know, 3x4. This is 12 square feet. I basically I'm at like about $200 per square foot right now.
Okay, yeah.
So that's like my base pricing. If it's something like this where I know it's going to be more challenging just because of like
Because
the
the hair and stuff.
whatnot, then I'll up it a little bit.
Put a little bit
just
on
for
there.
that time. Yeah.
What if
So-
it's one that you know that you like a lot? Are you like, oh, let's put another $500 on it? No,
I haven't done that. No, but
I do it all the time.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, because I never hang any of my own art.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I want to
Okay.
keep it, but I'm just like, I'll keep this one around for a little bit.
I honestly like I love anytime I finish a piece, I hang it up in my living room and I just keep it there for like a good like
Yeah.
3-4 days just so I can really like kind of like take it in one last time before it goes to its new home.
Sure.
So that's kind of like my
Yeah,
way
because
of
everything
like
has been a commission
appreciating
more
it.
or less.
Yeah, pretty much,
So
yeah.
you know it's leaving.
I know it's leaving, yeah. So that's basically how I price, and yeah, we'll see. I mean, if I blow up from this, then I might have to charge a little extra. I don't know. We'll see.
Matthew goes, it wasn't a sheep, it was a dead goat. And then he says, LOL, nice about you considering it. And then he also says, and this is where he's not joking anymore, I can't stop looking at the artwork. It's amazing. It's amazing what someone can do with bottle caps.
Thanks.
Okay, apparently my brother is going live, according to Renee. So, guys, go over to my brother's, put a little link there. While you're waiting for my brother's credits to go by, go follow his Instagram. I got a link in the description. I will also put a link to his YouTube. Oh, look, I got a notification from my brother right there.
There you go.
Check out his work. If you're interested in anything, you can get his contact information through your Instagram, I'm sure.
Instagram or website, whatever. Yeah.
Appreciate you coming on, man.
I appreciate being here, man. This is a blast. Thanks for popping my YouTube cherry. Sorry if that was too disgusting.
And perhaps we'll do a video in the future together. Something, I don't know. I would love to try it.
Sure.
I think
I'll show you the ropes.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks
Okay.
a lot, dude.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, guys. Thanks for doing the links there, Matthew. See you guys later.
Adios.